home last week.
Yeah.
Last week. What were your thoughts on that one?
A lot better, wasn't it? I think a game of two halves, because I think first half we were very, very good, and the decision just before half time when Ashton's got sent off has obviously changed the game for them second half, and because it was only literally a minute to go before half time, and yeah, you can understand why he's got sent off. It's one of them with Ashton. That's a one in a blue moon decision that he's made, and I think he'll learn from that, and he won't raise his arms again. And the boys, we said at half time, let's get somebody out of trouble that works his nuts off for this football club, and they've managed to do that second half. Bishops Cleeve have had a lot of possession, as you could see, but defensively unbelievable today. Jamie's played with he'll probably need a few stitches on the back of his head. Ross has headed everything that's come his way, and I thought Nathan Byrne today coming in at left back was absolutely outstanding and definitely man of the match for us. No two ways about it. So in comparison to last week, I'd already forgotten about that until you mentioned it. So yeah, you can't compare. The lads won't produce that again, and we talked about it before the game in terms of letting themselves down. That's all they do. When you don't play well and you don't put in the application, forget anybody else, and it's yourself. And if you can go home proud, and when your parents or your girlfriend ask you how you got on and look them in the eye and say you did well and worked really hard, that's all that anybody will ever ask of them. And they've done that today. They've done it really well, and it's a great point on the road. It feels like we've got more than that, and yeah, brilliant.
With a few players coming back as well for next week.
Yeah.
With Ryan Guppy and Finn Rook coming back as well.
Yeah, and Harvey as well. So that's been a long time coming for Harvey, and I think that's kudos to the boys again today. Like we've had a lot of bodies missing. Jake Miller's again not available today, and hopefully he will be next week because he makes a difference when he comes into the squad. Again, we talked about it last week for the wrong reasons in terms of the inexperience, but I think the inexperienced boys today, Harley Sneap and Jack Kennel in midfield with River, second half were fantastic. We'll be pleased to get the bodies back next week. Obviously, Tank will miss a few games now, and Ryan will come back in, and Harvey and Finn, big players for us. So positives all round today. Obviously, you come up, you get on the coach, and you're probably thinking Bishop Cleeve away, you take a point anyway. First half, we were playing really well, and you think we could win it. Sending off comes, you grab a point, and that's a few too many times this year. We've had 10 men, and the boys have been brilliant every time. And sometimes we said it's easy to work hard, but today they had to and more. They've headed everything, they've defended, they've blocked it. George Burton has made a couple of fantastic saves. I think you struggle to think of anybody that's not applied themselves in a really positive way today. Tom Chasty's come back into the squad today. For the last 20 minutes he's played like as a right wing back and didn't shirk it at all. It's really positive, and when you have days like last week, you need a day like today to get everybody together. They'll be happy on the way home for a draw, and that sounds a bit daft, but it's a very, very, very good point away from home.
I was going to talk about the George Burton double save where he goes down to bottom left-hand corner, makes a big save with his foot, and scrambles all the way over to the other side to make a big save with his hands off and bicycle.
It's George is great at shot stopping, and again I think sometimes he needs a little bit more belief in himself. Sometimes he doesn't come out as much and be as vocal as he could be, because when he's on it, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and that save at his feet, to be honest, I've seen the overhead kick and there's so many bodies in the way, I'm just wondering where it's going to drop, and he's, like you say, he's got across and put it out for a corner. It felt as though the ref was going to carry on playing until they scored, and when the whistle come, then we're all happy, high-fiving. So it's not a bad afternoon, is it?
Next game, home against
Melksham, yeah. Melksham, so a really good team. I think they've got a couple of games in hand, and they've built slowly year by year, Melksham, and the manager's a good manager. He knows what he's doing, and the lads there are all playing for him, and no matter what they do, they'll get bodies in and make it hard for us. And yeah, that's going to be a difficult game, and we've been brilliant now. What's that, 4 out of the last 5 away games we haven't got beat. We won 3, drawn 1 and only lost 1. We need to pick up points at home now. It used to be the fortress, and we've only lost 2, but we've drawn too many. We want to turn that round next week, and the lads have to apply themselves in the same way. They have to roll their sleeves up, be confident, put the bodies on the line, no different as they would away from home. If we do that, then it'll be a decent game of football. If we don't, we'll get beat. So we know what's in front of us. We know that Melksham are going to come down and be a really, really good test. But we'll have a good week. We'll be positive into training. Everybody will be smiling. And yeah, we'll see what comes.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Leon.